How can you say a kid doesn't need a coach, but as a business, I am an adult and I have a coach for my business? You know, you have coaches for different things, but kids, they either have it or they don't. It just doesn't make sense.
There's this theme that I keep seeing over and over again about like how to be great and how to be like the Michael Jordan that wants to go out and shoot in the basketball, you know, by himself and all these things. And
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant, and he did this, he did that, right? Those guys are different, right? They're cut from a different cloth. There's a reason why they're that great.
Hey, everybody. How are you today?
Good. Hey, everybody. What's going on? Gerard.
Sarah.
And we're here today to talk about some stuff that's going on. I mean, you know, the internet does what the internet does, and people talk on the internet about what you should do and what you shouldn't do and all this stuff. And, you know, a lot of times what we try to do is, look, we don't know, right?
Right.
I mean, we're doing this thing. There's no book on this.
Right. There's no book on it yet. So,
right.
or there's too many books on it.
There's
probably.
a lot of books.
But we're really interested in topics that include coaching, you know, because we have kids in sports, but even just period. Like we have coaches that we've used in the past. So that always draws our attention.
Yeah. So, I mean, I get on the internet all the time and they're talking about like kids and sports and youth sports and college sports. And there's this theme that I keep seeing over and over again about like how to be great and how to be like, you know, the Michael Jordan that wants to go out and shoot in the basketball, you know, by himself and all these things. And
Kobe Bryant,
and he did this, he did that, right? Those guys are different, right? I mean, they're cut from a different cloth. There's a reason why they're that great. But a lot of kids, like, all right, what it was is I saw this post and it was basically said, if your kid doesn't want to go out and do the extra stuff on his own, then that's on them. They don't want to be great.
Mm-hmm. And that you can't necessarily coach that.
That's the biggest lie ever.
And I agree. Because
here's the thing, right? The kid says, hey, I want to be great. Hey, I want to get to this level, right? Mm-hmm. But they don't know the steps or the things that it takes to get them there.
They don't. Not initially.
They never do.
And you're looking at different age ranges too.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like, hey, I want to be great. Okay, great. Hey, did you eat your food? No, I'm not hungry. You need to eat, right?
Right.
So that's just a thing in the process to be great is you got to have great nutrition. You got to go to sleep. You got to do all these things. And the kid doesn't know what they don't know.
Right. And they haven't been exposed to certain things.
Yeah. So it's not about, you know, do you not want to do the activities? It's like, hey, I just want to be great. So then as a person, as a parent, if you're telling me this is what you want to do, I'm going to help you get to where you want to be.
Right.
And that means telling you stuff that you don't want to hear.
Exactly.
And making you do things that you don't want to do because you told me you wanted to do this.
And not necessarily making them to do things that they don't want to do. Because I think in the way that you have, quote unquote, coach the kids is you ask them questions. Like you're developing their thinking, helping them, you know, build problem solutions. Like with, you know, when you're talking about Gabby and how you go around her and direct her, it's really not making her do anything, but actually having her do it herself, creating that ownership within herself that really helps her. So I think it's just a matter of how you look at what coaching is or isn't and what the kids should be doing or what they shouldn't be doing. But you can't just say, hey, if the kid doesn't have this already, they're not going to be great.
That's dumb. I mean, what do they say? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. No, you're going to drink this water, right? You're going to drink this water. You're going to do what I tell you to do because, and like you said, yeah, you try to guide them to get them there.
Right. You don't necessarily just create that statement and because, I mean, you know, you do it in question form. And I think that really helps a lot with, you know, having them be more independent.
I agree, but also go to bed. That's a statement.
But that's a parent. Yeah, that's parent, not coach.
But no, it's the same. That's what I'm trying to say. It's the same thing. Go to bed. You got to work out at 7:00 in the morning. Go to bed right now. Oh, Dad, blah blah blah. Go to bed. You told me you wanted to be great. That means go to sleep. That means get a good night's rest. That means get up early, prepare the next day. Go to bed. We're not talking about it right now. That's where it's going to be. I'm not going to. Sometimes you're right. it is a roundabout way, but then sometimes it's like, yo, man, you got to do this like right now. And that's what it's going to be. There's been so many times where some of our kids have not wanted to go to the workout.
Right.
But I tell them like this, yo, man, I paid for the workout. I paid for the freaking 20 sessions for $1,000, whatever it is. You're getting in the car. I don't care.
Right. I think it's also the same though, that you do have that level of parenting in you, but also you do things like, you know, the kids are like, oh, I want to go to this. And I'm the one who will say, no, you're not going to that. And he's the one who, okay, well, how are you going to get there? What time are you leaving? What time are you coming back? So you're asking questions. You're creating that critical thinking where they have to really problem solve for themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of just saying, no, you're not going.
And what ends up usually happening though?
That they are creating ownership of their own thinking, and they're like, you know what, this doesn't make sense, and I'm not going.
Yeah, I'm not going.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the same with coaching, though. I feel like you really do. I see you with Gage, and you're asking the questions that are really allowing him to engage in that thought process on his own and become more independent. Because that's the kind of coaching that, you know, if you have a coach that just says, if you don't have it in you, you don't have it in you. No matter how I coach you, it's not going to work. Then you don't have the right coach. I mean, how can you say a kid doesn't need a coach, but as a business, I am an adult and I have a coach for my business? You know, you have coaches for different things, but kids, they either have it or they don't. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's what we're talking about is when you know, they'll say, you know, you got to get up early, you got to do these things. Like, so if you don't want to take them to the thing, then they just say you don't want to take them, right? Because if everybody has a coach, or if everybody has somebody who needs somebody to help them get to the next level, somebody who is a kid that looks up to you needs you to tell them what they need to do sometimes.
Exactly.
And then
yeah.
and then that's like, think about this, right? Remember the movie? Remember the movie Karate Kid?
I
Remember
knew
that?
you were going to bring up Karate Kid.
But no, not the new Karate Kid. I ain't talking about that one. I'm talking about the real Karate Kid.
The real Karate
right?
Kid.
And Daniel's son told Mr. Miyagi, I want to learn karate. Because he was getting his butt beat by Johnny and them on them bikes all the time. And he was getting whooped, right? So Daniel wanted to learn how to do karate. What did Mr. Miyagi tell him to do? He told him to sand the floor, paint the fence, wax on, wax off. That's what he did.
Right.
And what happened? Through the process, Daniel didn't want to wax the freaking car. He didn't want to sand the floor. He didn't want to paint the fence. He didn't want to do none of that.
Right.
But then all of a sudden, Mr. Miyagi started throwing the punches, and he was like, show me wax on, wax off. And he started doing all the karate.
Yeah.
He was teaching them karate the whole time.
Right.
Because he said he wanted to teach them karate. He said he wanted to learn how to do karate. He didn't want to sand the floor. He didn't want to get up early. He didn't want to eat the food. He didn't want to go to the workouts. He just wanted to learn karate. Mr. Miyagi taught that man karate, and he didn't even know he was learning karate. The kids are learning what they need to do the whole time. You don't have to tell them what you're doing.
Right.
You just got to lead them to do it, and they're gonna beat Johnny in the freaking tournament for championship. That's what's gonna happen.
Right.
Right. So what we're trying to say is, stop saying that I need a coach to help me lose weight. I need a coach to help me with my business. I need a coach to help me with keeping my house clean. But then as soon as your kids don't have the drive to go to the workout, oh man, if he don't want to do it, it's on him. How you going to give up on your kid like that? Because that's what you're doing. And now the kid says, hey, Gerard, mom, dad, I don't want to play this anymore, and I don't want to do that. You know what? You got to do something. We just ain't going to do this.
Right.
That's our rule. We got a rule.
And also we have a rule that once you've committed to a team or whatever you've committed to, you do have to complete that commitment.
Yeah.
And then you can do whatever you want, but you need a game plan.
Yeah, you're not going to quit. There's only 2 times where I let my kids quit. Actually, let me see.
Really?
One, yeah. It was bad.
What?
It was a toxic. So Gerard was playing Little League football. And football is important. Because here's how I look at football. Football is, let's just call it what it is. It's a dangerous game. And if I feel like you as a coach or you as an organization don't have my kid's best interest in a violent game, you can't play there. So we were at an organization. I mean, this was oh my God, this might have been 20 years ago. It was a long time ago. And we get out there and the dudes are like, it was the craziest thing I ever seen. They had the kids fight. There was a drill where the kids fought. I didn't tell you about this, did I? There was a fight. They called it the fight drill. And they basically had kids in like helmets and shoulder pads, and they were wrestling and like fighting each other and pinning each other. And they put a big kid versus a little kid. So that way the big kid would just completely destroy the little kid. And the kid would be crying. The kids were like 6.
Wow.
It had nothing to do with football. No kind of skill development. Nothing.
Right.
We're out of here. So we did. I took them out of there. That's the only time I let them quit.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, parenting is coaching, right? We're coaching our kids. And so whether it's a coach with a sport, maybe for school, skill set that you want to learn, it's just picking the right person is important.
Yeah.
And there are so many coaches out here nowadays, you don't just want to go with anybody.
No, they got to be a good fit for, and that's another thing too, is like some of our kids have better, we could have the same coach and they can have a different impact on this kid than versus this kid. They might not be a good fit for this kid. It might be a good coach, just not a good fit for them in a skill set. And that's the same thing with like employment. Like you might have somebody that's good at their job, but it just doesn't fit what else you got going on, and that's okay too. Sometimes you got to find the right fit. So yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like that threw me off, and I really got upset about that when I saw them say, if he don't want to get up and do it on his own, then he doesn't want to be great. Like, so don't give up on your kid, right? If you see something in somebody, or especially your child, and you see they have the potential to do certain things, it's your job to push them. Right?
That's what literally a coach is someone whose job it is to teach people to improve on whatever it is that they've hired you to improve
when they don't want to do it.
Right.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
It's in the middle of the day right now, right? In 30 minutes, we're about to go get in this car and drive 45 minutes. It's 100 degrees outside. But somebody said, I want to be the best defensive back that I could possibly be. So guess where we're going to go? We're going to go do DB stuff outside at 100 degrees at 3 o'clock on a Sunday.
Right.
So I don't know if he wants to go or not. Doesn't really matter. We're going. So, but you know what else though? I will say this. Every time that I quote unquote make them do the thing, when we get there or when they're done, they go, man, you know what? I didn't want to come do this. But now that I'm here and I did it, I'm so glad I did.
That's me when I work out.
It's me too. Like it's like going to anything. It's like,
right.
I don't want to go here where I really want to go there. I just don't want to get dressed, get in the car, drive there. But when I get there, I'm good. Right. So same thing. You feel so much better about it once you do it. Right.
Yep. So yeah, the way you coach is very critical. You definitely want to find the right fit. And as a parenting, you are a coach too. So you just have to always keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And just realize that just like you need a coach in certain aspects, they're going to need a coach in certain aspects. And you really got to be able to encourage that and know, that they're not going to always have that drive, and it's okay. It doesn't mean that they're not going to be great. Yeah.
And it's okay to, what I was going to say too, on the backside of that is we don't know if we're winning the game, right? There's no scoreboard.
Right.
So we just try to do the best things we possibly could do that we feel like is our best thing.
I mean, there's not a manual yet on raising adult children.
Yeah,
if there is, let me know about that. That's
God.
another story for another time.
What is it?
But we're 2 out of 4. I mean, I think we've got some great individuals right now as kids. So.
Yeah. Well, we're trying to do, what is it? Having dependents that are non-dependents that are dependent on you, right? Or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so yeah, okay, cool. So look, don't give up on nobody, right? On your team, your kids. See something in them, push them.
And I mean, no one has that drive 100% of the time. Let's just be honest.
There's a lot of things I never want to do. I got to set clocks and alarms and timers. 'Cause I don't feel like doing anything. If it was up to me, I would sit and cook on the grill all day and drink tea. That's what I would do all day if I had my choice. But I don't. I have the things I got to do. Because I want to cook. I want to have food to be able to buy. I want to be able to buy it, and I want to be able to pay for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I got to do work sometimes.
Definitely.
All right, cool. So that's all we got for today. Right?
That's it.
All right. See you guys in a little bit.
All right. Thanks.